What's the goody good, party peoples? It's Monday, Moon's Day, June 6th. I wanted to do another collective reading specifically for the Venus ingress into Leo, which just occurred a few hours ago. Mars is also, or has been in its transit through Leo. The moon today is in Capricorn until Wednesday, and Jupiter has just entered its shadow retrograde phase. So in a few weeks it will be seemingly moving backwards or retrograde. There are a few Plutonian. There are some like Pluto things happening still in the sky. Venus, I believe, will aspect with Pluto later this week, before Pluto shifts into Capricorn. So there's a lot happening in the sky. There's a lot going on today on Monday. I've got the Black Moon Astrology. I've got the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. And I've got the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck. It's really loud out there. And magicians, kings, queens, high priests, and high priestesses. This is your highest court. I am your jester with the Venus in Leo transit, which messages from Spirit, which will, by the way, the Venus transit lasts for about 4 months because there is a retrograde, or the Venus in Leo transit lasts 4 months because of the retrograde. Let's get this show on the road and see what messages are coming through. Tell me why you're trying to make it so hard, because when you're face to face, you don't know. All my love really goes to show when you're face to face. Yeah. Party peoples, I'm back. We are back. Gosh, I'm getting so from the spirit animal, we do have the rabbit and the starfish, and then the oyster at the bottom of the deck. So a lot of water, a little bit of earth energy, starfish and the rabbit. With the Black Moon Astrology, we have Libra. Card 19 is the Two of Pentacles. The 9th house of faith is the Three of Wands, and the card 40, water element sensing, is the Ace of Cups. So I'm pretty sure these cards have been showing up. These specifically have been showing up a lot in the tarot and in the in our Black Moon Astrology messages. Just wanted to note that the animal is at the root and the bardo is at the heart. and the sword is at the crown for the archetypes messages. So I'm getting like lunar, which, you know, that's a given. Pluto, Plutonian, like I mentioned, Pluto, and Neptune as well, but also the signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, as well as Libra, and Sagittarian energy, which I believe refers to the moon and the full moon in Sagittarius, which just occurred over the weekend. Because of so it's almost like a gate, like, but it is, well, I always use the analogy or metaphor of the key, right? So maybe I'll use the other metaphor of like the geyser, or yes, like the swelling and the pushing and upheaval and like accretion, like something inside of you. Pluto is asking that you remove, like literally burn something out of your consciousness, a way of thinking, a way of perception, how you perceive yourself. And I believe that a lot of this is clarified by the starfish card, which references, I wrote a lot of notes, so I'm like having to jump back and forth here. There's a sense of like you feeling empty because you've put away certain dreams, or in the last 2 months you realized that you're kind of on this automatic routine or automatic routines. You're set to automatic, basically. The way that, and it doesn't seem to me like this is a all-encompassing, like your whole life has been automatic. It just has come to the forefront, and so that is what's sort of leading your emotional state, or every aspect of you, physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally, is being it's overtaken by this illumination, this recognition that there are big aspects in your life that you've been sort of doing as an automatic, whether it be but instead of me listing out examples, what I'm getting is that it is mainly how you put yourself out there. There's a lack in you actually putting yourself out there, and that may be triggering or opposite of how you actually feel. But that's like a very superficial thought to have, because if you're realizing that you're set on this automatic in a huge part of your life, then that means you're just working through the surface and you're showing up basically, but you're not you're showing up, you're doing the work, but you're not doing the work for you, the work that excites you, the work that is expressive of who you truly are. And this could be more so a lot in relationships. So it could be any type of relationship. It could be many relationships. It could be your work, how you present yourself to your team members and who you work with. Also in your intimate and romantic partnerships and your family. So it also addresses the fact that who you're surrounded with is very, for lack of a better word, just bringing on this negativity, and that's putting you in this rabbit mode where you just kind of give into that social aspect, just giving into always being around the ruminating energies. And this is what you do when you get along with your circle, whoever they are. I'll just call them your friends. I apologize. I'm not trying to throw shade at your crew, but I think you're realizing there are certain things that you can't, like, maybe if you want to, right, you can switch your jobs or career path, but this is the energy that I'm getting here is like shifting from shifting away from the friends groups that you have, and this is very much a Venus and Leo effect. It will continue for the next, it may have been highlighted or illuminated. You may have come to that understanding as of late in the last few weeks, in the last 2 or so months. And then now over the next 4 months, you're given that time to be more expressive of your true self, basically your artistic, creative, psychic self. And so these are things that your current group of friends or whoever you surround yourself with, they are not necessarily on board with. They are maybe not spiritual, they are not artistic, they are not creative in a manner that aligns with you. And so given all that, it is about recognizing that, okay, something needs to be cut away. So you're recognizing something needs to be cut away. That's what Spirit is telling you, and that's what Pluto is helping you to acknowledge what we just summarized. Spirit wants you to cut away. So figure out what you need to cut away. It could be that cutting away a specific perception of yourself, like a self-perception, or the way of thinking of how you perceive yourself or how you see yourself needs to really change. Wow, at the bottom of the deck we have Leo, which this is a Venus and Leo focused or centered reading. You're coming to realize that you can be expressive as a spiritual person. You can be expressive even if you are a psychic witch person. You can be fun. You can be you don't have to live by the rules. And when I say that, it's you recognizing that certain people, or again with the Pluto and Capricorn, it is very much like entities. So groups of people, like friends or close type family, romantic relationships, and then going above and beyond that to groups, politically affiliated, or business people you work with, the structures, of corporations, things, marketing, things like that. You're not only recognizing the effects of those close to you, and that there is that gap that causes you to not recognize your gifts. And then also, as you go up that ladder into more like, let's say, like corporate type things like marketing and advertisement, they have led you to also abide by certain standards and rules. So you're recognizing that you've been really, with the Libra and the rabbit, I'm sorry, with the starfish, basically, you're like you're giving in too much to those entities, basically. And you've been rocked a little bit because you want to get like your hands dirty. You're ready to express yourself. So you know, there is this, I'm I'm gonna keep going. Well, before I go into the Bardo, there is a need for you. Like, there's the origin of these feelings of you kind of leading your daily life, your lifestyle, by giving into the thoughts that others impose on you. That's basically like you're allowing that to become your reality, and it is also causing you to be afraid of like getting basically dirty, like down and dirty with your expression. It's holding you back from intimacy, like intimate relationships. It's holding you back from true supportive type of friends. There is like this energy trying to come in of like, I get both a teacher, like you want to seek out a spiritual teacher, and then there's also like a relationship where it may be that you've been kind of chasing after it in a way, but you're recognizing that it's like both parties have a need for freedom, and that's like the basis. Like both of you are very much, it may not seem that you're very much alike, like you could have very different daily lives, but you're both very psychic. You're both very attuned to sensing and knowing through sensing, but you do come about it differently. Maybe you're both in different arenas of your spiritual knowledge or whatever, but where I'm going is that you're recognizing, you've recognized that they need freedom and space, and then that now all of this kind of bubbling up, you're realizing too that you need to have time to express yourself, so alone time, but also like social time. So there's that balance kind of needed, but also for you specifically, there's like that need to like get like, you know, pull the sleeves up, push your sleeves up, and then put your hands in the dirt and just go wild and dance and have a moon party or something. Have a moon rave. This, like, the animal card is very significant. It falling in your root chakra means is signaling that you have been more so aligned with doing what you think is supposed to, doing what you think you're supposed to do. So however you grew up, whoever you are, you've gathered these ways of being that you just need to kind of like eliminate, because you are more creative than you express, you are more expressive than you express, and Venus and Leo is really going to push for that. There's a lot of like, it's not even like inner child healing or inner child work, it's just like inner child fun and freedom, and like being loud, like you're too quiet, you're meek, and you're seeming afraid, and you're very small, the way that you've been leading your days, and the people that you surround yourself with, like they're very crowding, they're crowding you. And so as you go up the spine into the heart chakra, this current time has allowed that suspension, so like a sort of pause in the timeline. This is meant to, again, allow you the processing. So you're like definitely processing a lot, and so that's kind of going back to the message of like you needing freedom. Like the reason you need freedom is because you need time to process. You need time to feel what you're sensing psychically, or as you heal yourself, you are recognizing that freedom to you means taking time out to like just be in silence for a day, or be away from the connectedness, allowing your true physical auric energetic body to process, and then giving your mind, your mentality a break, and then allowing your emotions to kind of simmer, the waters to calm, figuring out what is truly an emotion that you're able to grasp versus just like fleeting feelings, things like that. And the reason I bring up the kind of needing a teacher, like sensing a teacher around you, is because the Bardo, it's the Bardo, and I believe it's the rabbit. So like in not taking the break, or not receiving the messages from spirit, right? Like it's as easy as that. But there's something specific, either like a ancestral type of spirit that wants to give you a message or hand something to you. And you need, that's why it's recommended for you to take these times out. And especially now is a time to take that time out, or to be in silence, because the rabbit is also someone who is always in that thought forming pattern, or like always thinking, always talking. So never, it's like hardly giving yourself the time to like process and like think for yourself, or actually stop thinking, stop envisioning yourself as a certain something, like a construct. Like there needs to be that that cut, right? With the sword, we do have that spirit again, and this is maybe what I'm getting, is like either your ancestors or the divine, they want you to take that time out to be in silence, or go into some kind of meditative state. Remove yourself away from the bombardment, the everyone, everything that crowds you. Like take a trip if you need to, like go away, or with these two cards, it's like take a voyage, but it could be a very much inner voyage, a philosophical, spiritual kind of journeying, and this is more meaningful for travel to water, so there could be some significance of like, you know, bathing or going out to somewhere where there's a body of water, or if that's not really truly possible, then you can obviously meditate, using visualization techniques, which is just you attempting to imagine water, a body of water, or you being at a body of water. That visualization can be your journey, perhaps. And to top it off with the sword, it is like you are sensing something that you know to be correct, and it's almost like when you go to these people that you surround yourself with, they sort of question you, or that seeps in where you start to question, like, am I really, like, do I really know this or sense this? Like, why do I sense this if it's not real or happening in reality? That's one of the reasons why, or one of the main reasons I believe why Spirit is asking you to really use the sword and cut away from whatever it is that you need to cut away, because your sensing abilities like are very on point and strong, and you are very much in that prime time moment of going deeper and going beyond the acknowledgement of your psychic abilities, and actually like maybe finding a teacher or connecting to an ancestral type of spirit, or a divine entity that can support that progress and elevation of your psychic abilities, as well as like your understanding of spirituality and like what religion means to you, or like what rituals mean to you, what rituals do you want to blend in, things like that. The main kind of words or constructs that I get are like are truth, so being true to yourself and true to your like animal self, getting dirty and like just making a mess and having fun and being loud and expressive, and like I get the feeling that you don't do this, like the other thing I'm sensing is that maybe you've come into your body in a way, and you're at this pivotal kind of intersection point where you are like, okay, I feel good, and like I guess I look good, or I feel good, I look good. Like what about it? So like, okay, so you've come into the body, but the body is demanding something more, like more expression. So yeah, like something not structured, something not not a diet or a detox or a routine or a gym routine or a gym subscription or membership. Like it is like creating bodies of work, writing, painting, art, dance, like just that type of being in the body. Expressive kind of yogic movements, things like that. Not restricted or confined or corporatized. Think outside of the box is the other message that's coming through. There is, with the Bardo, there is that like there's like it's like you're on the path to acknowledging that there's depth to who you are and what you do, and while you can maintain appearances and you can do well, as you have been doing, you can present yourself well and do well in society. There's like this vision that you have, and that's perhaps what you're sensing. So if some of the messages that I get are like they're you need to come to a decision. So before that, you need clarity of mind, you need balance, and all of these groups of people are like that you gossip with, that you get together with, they're not allowing for clarity or balance. If you don't make a decision to explore this expressive psychic Kundalini energy that's trying to rise in you, there will be that push, like the solar eclipse is that push. So you could feel like you're in a different time, but it is just kind of you recycling through the same old, or like we said, it's prime time. So you could make the decision to actually acknowledge and work to build on your psychic abilities, and so you will be pushed into that arena, but it is that you need that clarity, the balance in yourself, in your mind and in your emotional state, and then making that decision. So the Two of Pentacles is more alerting you to a decision that needs to be made. So balance, then decision, clarity, balance, decision. And I don't think there's a worry or need to worry, like maybe this new partner or potential partner, or like the people that you work with, they may view you as this way, and it'll be okay when you come into the arena and you're presenting now as differently. Like that is fine. It's okay. It's part of who you are as a free and expressive entity, person. And there really is kind of that surrender, like you're acknowledging that you're gonna have to surrender into these lest you be pushed into the same cycle that will seem different, but it'll just be as problematic, if not more problematic. There's this like really good energy with the Libra balance card, of like things working out for you. Obviously we have the Ace of Cups, so that's very promising as far as like self-fulfillment, and then also like fulfillment in relationships of business and romantic. It is maybe just that time right now where you feel different, and that is okay, like, and that you need, instead of time to do all these things or be with people or go out with friends and party or something like that, like you need some time to yourself as you process and you make room to make the decision. There's this graceful tool of the sword that you will be asked to swing, or will you just let destiny kind of swing it for you? It is a very it's like finding grace in what you didn't think was graceful or beautiful. Perhaps you're afraid to get your hands dirty, and like, if you make the decision to get your hands dirty and go along with the process, like, know that you're developing relationships. Your good relationships will sustain and they will move along with you. Whoever you're working alongside with, or like that you're developing a relationship with, they're very much like mirroring you. You mirror each other in a way that maybe one is more loud, one is louder, and one is softer and quieter, but both of you need the kind of not maybe just that physical separation so that you guys can come to the same thing. I hope that at least soothes some of your worry. Don't be afraid. Don't remain. Please allow yourself to flourish. Keep it very light on your journeys, okay? I hope that this message has helped you. Thank you.